beauty of the outdoors is all around us, just waiting to be explored and enjoyed. Maybe in your region, you have an abundance of lakes and rivers to kayak and fish, or mountains and boulders to climb, a place to hunt and be able to live off the land, surrounded by unlimited possibilities for adventure. I was fortunate enough to grow up in a place where all of these outdoor activities were possible in the beautiful Ozarks. Red Ridge Outfitters is based on the shared love and appreciation of the outdoors. I personally got to grow up in Rogers, Arkansas, and was blessed to be surrounded by the amazing natural beauty and great people and the culture specific to its downtown area. Hunting and fishing and canoeing and exploring, all in my backyard, helped lead me to create Red Ridge. There's a story in every adventure, and our goal is to share it with you. Red Ridge Outfitters wants to connect to you on a personal level and highlight what's unique and important to you in your area. So taking you to my hometown, these are people who share in the same passions and ideas as Red Ridge Outfitters. I chose these specific businesses because I appreciate their connection to the outdoors and how they promote it. So let's get this started. They are family and they are friends. This is Rogers, Arkansas.
Part of what is so inviting about downtown Rogers is its walkability. I love the cobblestone streets. I love that you have to slow down when you drive through the neighborhood. I love that. And I was always charmed by the way I felt when I came into downtown Rogers. There's something about the aesthetic of the buildings and the cobblestone streets that always made me feel like, wow, this is really, because what I want to get to is authenticity. You know, that's what I want to do as a cook, is be as authentic as I possibly can. And downtown Rogers always had that feel for me. This space became available. I got very excited about it. I called my parents, who are also my co-owners and investors, and I said, come look at this building with me. And so we did, and then we walked around the neighborhood. And we went into the Rail, and we went into the Iron Horse Coffee Company. And when I walked into both of those places, I felt like, wow, this is an authentic atmosphere that really gets it. Like, this is about providing a contemporary atmosphere with really good product, really good quality. They were people that were around my age, interested in the same kind of things that I was interested in, and they were running their businesses themselves. And I think that's part of what differentiates Rogers from other downtowns is we're not people that just own real estate and then set businesses up in them. We're people that we're here working our own businesses 60, 70 hours a week, you know, in some cases more. You know, we're invested in this, not just financially, but personally and emotionally. So the community aspect of Rogers is exactly what I was looking for and what I was glad to find. The funny story about Heirloom is that we started with 2 tables and 6 seats. And we had a ton of retail in here. They were all locally handcrafted gifts. I mean, we were still hardcore on the idea of heirloom, meaning, you know, nothing processed, nothing manufactured. So everything done by hand from scratch. But we underestimated the appeal of the food and quickly sort of outgrew that business model and graduated to a full-on restaurant model, wherein we do a soup, salad, and sandwich every day. And then at night, we transition into a wine bar. And so we do that in the evenings. We play vinyl. It's very relaxing. And then on Saturday mornings, we do a breakfast taco, bonanza, and bottomless mimosas. Part of the concept of this particular restaurant was that you should see the preparation of your food happening. So the entire kitchen area, the dish area, everything is visible, everything is transparent. You know, it invites people to come up and converse with me. I like to have that dialogue. I want people to ask questions. I want them to be curious, and I want them to be personally invested in what it is they're eating. And anytime you can give them that sort of experience, it's something that's going to stay with them, and it's something they're going to think about when they eat any other place. You know, most of the patrons of my business are patrons of every other business in downtown Rogers. You know, we all feed each other. And the more people that see how desirable it is to be able to live and walk to all these different places, I think that's something that's very contemporary. I think that's something people really want, is to get back to that sort of closeness in their communities. And so we're trying to go with the flow as organically as we can. We're trying to be true to who we are, what our principles are, but yet we're also trying to respond to the community at large and what they're asking from us, you know, that they need. So in that way, it's been a partnership from the beginning, trying to work out those kinks. And I think we've gotten at a place where, you know, we're feeling pretty comfortable with where we're at, and you know, hopefully they're still feeling comfortable with us.
His goal, when we started this thing, he's telling me, we were standing at the front door, he's like, I want this place to feel, even if you come in and the first one here and it's completely empty, I want you to feel like you're at home, and you don't turn around and say, well, this place doesn't have anybody in it, so I'm going to go somewhere else. So I'll just be the first one here.
And using, everything in here, when we ripped out everything in here, when it was just an empty shell, we ripped out all the trim, all the doors, all the shelving, and we reused it. If you look along the wall, you can just see that we just saved it in a big pile, and when we figured out a use for it, we cut it up and used it. So, yeah, and it gives it that older feel that people find it hilarious that we've only been here 3 years. It feels like it's been here for a long time. One of the main reasons that we are successful is because of the neighborhood aspect of where we are and what we do. You know, everybody that works here, it usually lives fairly close. Most of our customers, a lot of them walk in or drive a very short distance. So it's that we're in a neighborhood, and you don't see that a lot in Northwest Arkansas. If you go out Highway 12, it all funnels into downtown. I mean, we have people all summer long, people out on the lake, kayaking, skiing, doing whatever they do, and they'll come back here either to pick up a pie to go or sit with their families, red-faced from being on the lake all. And it's just a neighborhood deal. We're in the business of getting people downtown, is how we see it.
When it's hustling, the kitchen, the wait staff, and even the patrons, you and yourself included, it's like a matrix of just flows really well, and it's a really good time.
But yeah, having OBC right downtown, man, that was, when we found that out, that was just awesome. And they're really great people. And I think, what do we have? We have 2 on tap now, and then Core is from Springdale. So the fact that this is a new thing, to have local beer in Northwest Arkansas, especially delivered to Benton County, is a new thing, and people are eating it up.
Rare anymore that you go somewhere and have something that you haven't had before. But when you find something that's really good, and with our clientele, it's quite easy to suggest something new that they haven't had, and it takes them down a new road instead of just the standard light beer, domestic light beer. Try something new, and
which is
baby steps to Ozark cream stout, you know, which is for the more adventurous, but it is delicious.
Yeah, it's an extension of your living room. Is how it should be.
Comforting.
You come in, it's just like you guys were at the Frisco. It's the same thing there. You go in for one beer and you end up staying, not because you want to drink all night. It's because you know everyone in there, and you end up spending 3 hours in there just talking to people. So the extension of your living room, that feel, that neighborhood feel, is a big part of what we do.
Mr. Emery, his father, opened the bar 11 years ago in December of 2002, and I was working in bars in Wyoming, and he had called and offered us a job to come and help him run a very new business in a dry county, which I didn't really understand what that meant at the time. And so we decided to move back because there were better opportunities here. The town was growing, the economy was good, and it just seemed like the right thing to do.
I had grown up here and been to the Buffalo and the Ozark Mountains, the Boston Mountains, and so I played that card pretty big, like, oh no, there's a lot to do, and my brothers are into canoeing, and I got into mountain biking a lot once I got back here, so there was a transition from snowboarding to mountain biking.
Yeah, there's definitely like a lot of vistas and mountains to be conquered out west, but I had never lived in a place where the rivers were so beautiful. Like the first time I saw the Buffalo, I was just blown away, and the War Eagle and all of those things were, I can give up the vistas for those kind of views, you know, it was really pretty.
Yeah.
A lot of our customers get out and do stuff. Whenever the weather turns nice in the spring, we get a little slowdown in business on Saturdays because on a Friday night when you drive up, the street is full of cars and at least half of them have racks of some sort, either on the back or on the top. Everybody's talking about how they're going out to the river Saturday morning, and it's definitely a part of our customer base for sure.
Yeah, from downtown, I say this often, but from downtown Rogers, you can head east, and you can be to Boxley Valley, Ponca, that whole area without going through a stoplight, and it's, I mean, you're 5 minutes out of downtown Rogers, and the pressure's off, and you're kind of out, and that's what I like about it. I mean, you got the lake, and then picking your way out to the Buffalo areas. Part of the fun, part of the trip. And certainly a lot of trips get planned here, and some of them get executed on, so that's good, but you know.
We definitely get people after mountain biking, horseback riding, fishing, meeting here afterwards and having a few beers and talking about their day, which is awesome for us because we don't want to be that bar where it's like, oh, I had a bad day and life just stinks. It's kind of a positive atmosphere for the most part, especially in the summer.
Spring's nice because even if you're not going with them because either you're working or whatever, it makes you want to plan your next outing. And with the park, Lake Atalanta, I think it's the same thing. They've got a plan for that. It'll draw people in, and it'll draw in the type of people that are active and want to support local businesses. There's no denying there's a huge movement for that, and I think it's great. And
the Ozark Beer Company opened. We just put in our keg. We expanded our keg cooler to 6 more keg options, and we like supporting local business. We like when people support us, and so we want to return the favor. And quite honestly, they all make really good beers that we don't have a problem selling at all. And so we try to keep a steady rotation of the newest and funnest local
going
beers.
From a dry county to having an awesome brewery in Rogers is in a short amount of time pretty awesome. So I'm going to support it.
Exactly.
And I mean, we've got, as far as
We're
our
biker
customers
short
go, I've got guys that plan their lives around when they are going to hunt and when they are going to be able to fish. We've got people that they come in after they run like 20-something miles and they don't look like anything's happened to it, nothing traumatic's happened. I don't understand how they do it. They are horseback riders, and a lot of that has always, like Hobbs accommodates all of that, all of those things. I mean, between the lake and the trail, the multi-use trails and everything. And the more of that, the better. Definitely.
A healthy community, a happy community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A drinking community.
A drinking community, which goes with both of those things.
Yeah.